Morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you guys are watching this video. I hope that all of you guys are safe and sound at home. Don't go out, listen to your parents, drink as much as you can from water and other hot drinks as well. Listen to the instructions of your parents, stay home, and be safe. Anyway. Let's start with the geography revision sheet for grade 4. By looking up the questions over here, we can find unit 4. As a beginning here, we are talking about towns. What are towns? What are the features of towns? And also how towns can begin. Okay, that's what we already learned about unit 4. We had so much information about towns and how do they originally start, how towns are different from villages, and also what are the different features of towns. That was what we already discussed in unit 4, and let's just refresh our minds. Okay, I'm sure that some of you guys have forgotten about it, so let's refresh our memories. Question number 1, what are the features of towns? Okay, towns can have different features. Okay, so we can differentiate between towns and villages. How can you call a place or a big settlement a town? First of all, it has to have homes and families, right? Homes and families. So the families live at the houses. Those homes will be based on the numbers of the families, or flats, or whatever you want to call it. But it's just a place as a home for those families. Okay. Second, we have places to work here. Places to work. Of course, these families wouldn't be living that emptiness, right? They will live there, but they will need places to work, right? They will have homes to live in, but that's not all. That's not the whole case. They need to work, and they need places to work, right? Second, it was places to work, but they will need to buy things for living, right? For example, grocery from the supermarket. They will need to buy water. They will need to buy vegetables, clothes, electronics, stationery. They will need shops to buy the things that they need to live in, right? For schools and colleges, as you guys go to MIS, Mukhtar International School, towns need schools and colleges, so the youngers go and study. They will have their educational life over there. As the elder people will have places to work, the youngers will be having schools and colleges to go to. If you got sick, you will need the doctor, and you will need to go to the hospital. So one of the features of the towns, hospitals and doctors. Okay. Let's talk about more things or more features of the towns. Places for sport and entertainment. Okay. Of course that you need houses to live, like a home, right? You need a place to work. You've got a job. You need shops to buy the things that you need in your daily life from, right? You will need a school and a college to go and get education there, right? Then you will need doctors and hospitals if you got sick or something. Hopefully not. But yet you will need to have fun and to be entertained from time to another. So towns should have places for sport and entertainment. Like for example, I'm sure that most of you guys have visited Q Club, right? For bowling, for table tennis, to have some entertainment. And some of you guys are going for horse riding. Some of you is being taught how to swim. That that is a part of entertainment and sport, right? So any sport or entertainment you're trying to practice will be a part of places in your town for sports and entertainment. Okay. Towns usually are not that small, right? They're a bit big. So the larger the town can be, the more the facilities or the accommodations of transportation is being taken place in there, right? So you'll need places, you'll need, sorry, ways for moving around. So for example, if you want to go from your house to the center of the town, so you need a bus or train or a taxi or your own car, bicycle. Anyway, all of these ways are under the move ways of moving feature. So towns should have different ways of moving around. Okay. Question number 2. What is a town? Let's get to know what exactly a town is. Towns are places where lots of people live together. Towns are places where lots of people live together. Sorry, we dropped an S here. There is like a spelling mistake here. There is an S here. Towns are places where lots of people live together. Okay, so any big settlement, any large settlement with the previous features over here, if there was a huge settlement of people living together and they have these features in question number 1, so you can call it a town. Okay. How many towns? Sorry, there is a mistake in here. So how towns usually begin? Okay. How many towns begin? Many towns can begin as villages. Okay. So many towns already were villages, then they were getting larger and larger. They were getting larger and larger until they became big or large towns. Okay, so how many towns begin? How many towns begin? You can say that many towns started off as villages. All right. Next question will be about the origins of towns. There are different origins of towns. Okay, by being more clarified, origins means like the very beginnings. Okay, like the very beginnings of some towns. How did they start? Or types of the origins or types of the beginnings of towns. Market towns, crossing points towns, factory towns, port towns, and seaside resorts towns. 5 origins of towns, and we will separately talk about each one of them independently. Okay.